Y'all, hey! We just gonna chat. This is a chit chat video while I cook, so let's get into it. So welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, we just chit chatting. Like I said, I'm gonna make some food and just update you all on a few things. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for joining me again. I love you guys. I just wanted to give you all an update because a lot has been going on in life. It is Sunday, and I figured I should give you all an update on the Align CEO challenge that I'm on and how some things are going. First and foremost, the Align CEO challenge. What I realized is that I don't want this to be a challenge in which I am only doing something for a limited period of time. I want this to be a lifestyle that I adopt. So I was on TikTok earlier today. Side quest, nothing to do with the Align CEO challenge, but someone said that they were going to do a 75 soft. And I'm sure that you all heard about the trend of 75 hard, where you're having all these restrictions and you're going to the gym and you're reading a book every day, you're doing all these things. And I realized that a lot of these challenges start because people are wanting to change something about themselves and grow in some facet of their life, and in the hope that it becomes a lifestyle after doing it for X amount of days. While I love the idea and I was all about the 60-day challenge of becoming an aligned CEO, and again, the purpose of me bringing up the 75 soft is because I was like, oh, that would be pretty good in terms of being able to do something as it relates to upkeep in yourself, being the better or the best version of yourself that you hope to be within 75 days. All that to say, again, I don't know if I'm rambling at this point, y'all, but all that to say is I want to become that person. I want to have these things that I'm working towards be a part of who I am. And I don't want it to necessarily be associated with a challenge that I should be doing that can make me a better person and allow me to become closer to God. So all that to say, the 60-day Align challenge, I haven't been necessarily keeping track of it every single day or how things have been and what I've been doing every single day. What I have, however, been noticing though is I am trying to embody a lot of those qualities and characteristics. This past week as a work week, it was a little bit chaotic as it relates to how I felt. It was a bit long. I had very long days as I am training a new janitor, and it required me to be at work pretty long. It also allowed me to get a glimpse of what the flexibility looks like in terms of the things that I desire for the next level of my life. It also allowed me to stand firm in the ability to make hard decisions and stand firm in the ability to walk into faith and walking into it with fear, but also understanding that my faith is bigger than my fear and that God will work things out. And I know y'all are probably like, give me specific examples, give me specific examples. I would love to, but depending upon the time where I post this video, I am not yet at liberty to say everything that I would want to say. I will make sure that I loop back and I tell y'all exact stories, so please bear with me and be patient. But this past week, while it was challenging, I really stepped into making those big decisions to really shift my business and making those big decisions that will ultimately help to shift my life. That's what I wanted to update you all on regarding the Align CEO. I just really am honestly proud of myself too. There has been a lot of things going on and things that would have literally just like took my energy sideways. And I've been handling things with grace and ease, as well as handling things with urgency. And I think that because all of my decisions and all that I'm doing, I'm continuously like keeping in the forefront my spiritual realm, and I've been doing my devotionals and all the things. And I really think that that has honestly helped me drastically. I really do. And I want this to be me. So as it relates to getting into my Sunday reset and how I am prepping myself on Sunday, I guess that's what it could be. It could be a chit chat / Sunday reset. So I am prepping myself for the week, and this is how I prep myself so that I feel less disturbed. I feel less frustration, less anxiety, less uncertainty, all of those negative feelings that people might get, those Sunday scaries. I know a lot of y'all probably get the Sunday scaries. I don't really get the Sunday scaries. I just get the, man, I wish I had another day just to rest, because I know that the work week is starting and I know that I have to be on again. And usually on the weekends, y'all, I totally veg out. It's like, who is this person? I am a whole different person on the weekends in bed. I am not the boss lady. I am just regular degla schmegla girl laid out on the couch in pajamas all day if I can. So I think my version, quote unquote, of the Sunday scaries is like, man, I gotta put it back on. This has really helped me as a whole to be able to ease right in. I will be honest with you, I almost skipped out on cooking today. Tired. My husband's not here. He is having dinner with his parents, and I, exerting a boundary for myself and knowing that my weekend was packed, I said that I would stay home and I needed to relax. That is also something that is super important as it relates to you being a CEO and owning a business and navigating relationships. So it's like, while I would have loved to join my husband with, my in-laws for dinner and celebration and all the things, I also too have to understand, what do I need and what does my body need in order for me to be the best version of myself as I go into the work week and not feeling drained, overwhelmed, and scatterbrained. So if that was the case, whether I attended the function with my husband or whether I continue to lounge on the couch, both of those potential situations would have landed me probably feeling really frazzled going into Monday. So I ended up, even though it's super late at night, it's 9:23, I ended up saying, you know what, I need to cook, because I also promised myself that I am only eating out 2 days a week. So the way that I help to ease myself into my Mondays is being able to prep. So right now I am letting some salmon kind of like come to room temperature and dry. I will be putting some jerk sauce, if y'all can see it, some jerk sauce on the salmon. So I'll be making some jerk salmon, like a variation of that. I have some sweet potatoes that I've already diced and seasoned in the oven, and I am going to make some black beans, I believe. I could do black beans or pinto, I'm not sure. The last time I made this dish that I'm describing to you right now, it was like a sweet potato chicken bowl. I used chicken, peppers and onions, and pinto beans, but this time I'm using salmon. The chicken I had marinated in the jerk seasoning, but this time I'm using salmon. I think I'm going to use black beans just to give it a little bit of different flavor. I don't have any peppers. I do have onions, but I think I'm being lazy. I feel like slicing those onions and my eyes be burning and my fingers be all thinking for days. I may not do the onions. I have to see, because I do love a good onion, but I don't know if I feel like slicing. And then I'm going to have corn with it, plantain, and I have some avocados that I'll slice up, some fresh avocado, and then I have some lettuce, so I could put like some lettuce with it. So that's going to be the meal for tomorrow and the next couple days. I went grocery shopping earlier today to help to set the tone for my week. I also washed clothes today, and I'm still in the process of washing clothes. There was so much that I had to do. I mean, literally, y'all, last week I ran out of clothes, meaning a uniform. We wear uniforms at work, as I'm sure y'all have seen, and I ran out of uniform. And I'm just like, because I did not set myself to be as successful as I could have been last week. And I think that is also why it felt long, because last week I was so busy on the weekend that I did not prep myself on Sunday for the work week, and I didn't wash clothes, so then I ran out of uniform throughout the week. But this week I am doing much better. I usually on Sundays as well do my nighttime routine. I will show you all what that looks like. I'll embed it here. You can watch now. Nighttime routine. that is my nighttime routine. So what we're going to do now is put some of this jerk on this fish. Actually, I need to season the fish first. So give me a second. I don't know if y'all ever had this before. Spindrift, sparkling water, blood orange. Y'all see how I do? Keep me accountable on my water intake, because I have too many bottles just like this in the fridge and laying around because I don't drink the full bottle of water. Because y'all may not know this about me, but I do not like room temperature water. I will only drink room temperature water if I am dying of thirst. Other than that, I need my water chilled. I actually got another bottle like this that became room temperature near the couch where I was just sitting. But we're gonna get this fish nice and seasoned. Other things too, just since we're chit-chatting, that I do to prepare myself for the work week is a to-do list. I've started doing that, which I think has like drastically helped me. Let me maybe put the camera down so y'all can see me seasoning the fish a little bit. Hey. Okay, let's put the face down here. There we go. Y'all see? That's hilarious. I'm not about to do that all day. But anywho, what I also started to do was write down my to-do list. Honestly, I'm a mixed methods person, but I feel so disconnected to electronic, and I have to adopt. I really do. But I just feel so disconnected to electronic lists. But I be having so much stuff to do that electronic is the best way to go, because that's how more people, like my team and, you know, the other people that I work with for other things that I'm doing, like everybody's electronic, because again, we move with the times. But I'm telling you, the paper just does something to me. And then I know the electronic is great because it's like on my phone, but then I go back and I'm like, wait, I didn't even do this. I had this on my to-do list for like 3 days and I didn't do it. So that's something that I most certainly gotta figure out how I want to navigate and work on as well when it comes to my to-do list and keeping track of all the things that I need to do. But I do, however, write a to-do list down, because I found that that helps me throughout my week. When I just go in blind, just like going with the vibes of the day, the vibes really be vibing, and not in a good way. So I can't keep just like going with the flow of the day and not really like being intentional about what I'm doing, because when I do that, I then become all over the place, and then I let everybody's emergency become my emergency, and then I forget what the heck I was supposed to be doing to begin with. And I heard this thing on, I always say like people will want their emergencies in business to be your emergency, or even if you're a manager, right? Everybody has their own emergency. And I was listening to a podcast clip on Insta, and the person was talking about like how other people's emergencies aren't necessarily your emergency, and speaking to it from a vantage point of like, just because someone doesn't say that or react to your emergency the way that you believe that they should react to it, it's like, to an extent, like how inconsiderate of you to think that that person also doesn't have emergencies going on, or things that are more like priority, or going through something themselves. And I think that that just goes to the point of people's inability to consider others, or like just like having the EQ. Like some people just don't have it. And I think at times I felt like I haven't had it throughout my career and out my journey, because it's like, you just never know what someone else might be going through, or just like you have your thing that's 911 emergency, and this person could even have it worse than what you got going on. So just being able to be just kind of cognizant and aware of that is just it's important. Like, that's just an important skill to have. So with a to-do list, that also helps me to hone in and know, okay, well, these are the things, right, that are my emergencies or my areas of importance for the week. So is it that I can, you know, in terms of the hierarchy of urgency, is it that this is like a dire situation that I need to address for myself, or is it that this is a situation that I can prioritize somebody else's emergency? So we got the salmon nice and marinated. Boom. I'm going to do a little olive oil drizzle on it. Half of it I did put jerk seasoning. Half I did not because, you know, sometimes that jerk be jerking and your mouth be on fire. So you may not want that much jerk every day. So I left some of the pieces regular. And this is what I use to do my drizzle. Trader Joe's olive oil with garlic. We a garlic house, baby. We love us some garlic. So I'm about to put these little salmons on the pan. So while the fish is cooking, we just gonna hang out and finish our chat. I do a to-do list on my phone, but I am honestly considering going back to paper-based. I don't know. I'll try the phone out for another week or so, and if that doesn't quite seem like it's working, then I'm going to go back to paper-based. I actually need to look at my phone to see what I didn't do, because I know there was like 2 or 3 things that I wanted to do that were more personal things, not personally related to work, but I do need to do those things, because one of the things was registering for a conference and finding a hotel, and also finding my mode of transportation, which the closer it gets, the more expensive it's probably going to be. So honestly, I probably need to have that as a priority item for tomorrow. But other than to-do list, cooking, as you all see me currently doing to try to help to ease me into my Monday, I also get it's really honestly easy for me because I wear a uniform, but I do get my clothes prepared the night before. But as I mentioned, it's kind of easy because it's literally a tan pant and a white shirt, or my tan pants and a black shirt. So there's not a lot of variation that happens. So it's pretty easy. One thing I do want to do, just to, when I'm thinking about like becoming the Align CEO and just becoming a little bit more elevated, is ironing my clothes. Because one thing I will do is put on something wrinkled, and I know that says a lot because I'm lazy. I don't honestly sometimes feel like ironing clothes. Like, that's the extra step. So now, since I'm washing my clothes so that I can be prepared for the work week, instead of having them crumbled up in the basket, I'm taking them out since they're still warm and you know, straightening them out. So it's a little bit less wrinkled. But I do that to help to prepare myself. I also to pack my lunch bag or pack up lunches. This kind of goes into the lunch realm and the eating realm, but I do try to pack up, you know, food items. I am going to clean off some fruit in a little bit so I can do me a little fruit parfait. I have some yogurt. I brought some granola as well today. And last week I actually had the opportunity to make me a bagel. Like, it's kind of like an avocado toast almost, but on a bagel with eggs, avocado, some avocado toast seasoning. When I tell you, chef's kiss. So I may try to make that again at some point this week. I even made one for my husband, and he was like, that was the best breakfast ever in so long. And he just told me he kept thinking about it all day. So it was honestly so good. And I want to try that as well for one day this week, because I also find, even though like in the morning, I don't really like to eat breakfast, probably because I drink coffee first. Like, I have a sip of coffee, which is also not good. I want my first beverage of the day to be water, not coffee. But I think because I sip my coffee first, it kind of starts to curb my appetite, and then I don't want to eat. So I have to figure something out, because I know that I need to, because I'm honestly always using my brain, and early in the morning I'm using my brain probably at like 100% capacity, or I should say 100% speed. I should be fueling it with proper nutrition. Other than that, I'm trying to think of anything else that I do to prepare myself for the weekend. I already told you all I like to do my self-care routine and like my nighttime hygiene routine to just make me feel good as I go into the week. That is pretty much it that I do to help me to feel good going into my work week. My hair got done the other day, so that's one thing I don't have to worry about. So I'll probably put this in some rollers tonight so that I can look presentable tomorrow. That's another thing. It's just like, I feel like when you look good, you feel good. And when I look my best, I just feel better. I feel more equipped. I feel more confident. All the things.
A few moments later.
I have one more salmon that I need to put in the pan. What I'm going to end up doing is, usually I put the salmon in the oven and let it get a little bit cooked in the inside, and like flavors just come together. So I think I'm still going to do that. Last, all I will have to do is cook the beans. There's corn. I also have to put the plantains in the oven. What time is it? It is 9:50. My bedtime alarm, I think, goes on at 10 o'clock or 10:30. I can't remember. I know I was telling you all about how when I look good, I feel good. And that's one of the goals I have, is to do my makeup in the morning, or just a little bit of uplift, just to brighten me up, make me look better. I have lots of makeup that I don't use, so that is something that I also want to start doing. And look at my devotional every day. I think that is also something that helps me in general throughout the week, not just a Sunday routine, but I do look at my devotional because it really helps to set my spirit. There are so many people and things that you interact with, especially as a business owner, and spirits and energies that you have to deal with. So I always make sure that I come back to the source to not only re-energize me, but also to check my own spirit and to keep me on track with how things should be for myself. So that's also something that I do to get myself ready. And then I try to wind down after a certain amount of time. I have my hatch that I love and I use it dang near every day, but that helps me to wind down and go to bed. One thing that I used to do that I want to start to back to incorporating in my routine, not just on Sundays, but every day, is just reading. I used to read a lot more, or listen to my Audible books, or read a chapter in a book. I have so many books on my bedside, my nightstand, that have been collecting dust because I have not been reading them, because I've been back on Instagram and I've been scrolling, which I hate that for myself. And when I was doing my fast from social media, I was doing being a lot more productive with my time. And I think that has been a shift in itself, because a lot of the free time that I had to engage in more professional self-development, things like that, I was able to have that time because I wasn't mindlessly scrolling on social media. So that is something that I shall fix, and it's not benefiting me at all. So that's really, guys, what I do in a nutshell. I don't know if you all like these types of videos. I felt like I was rambling and just chitting and chatting. I know there's more that I need to finish up for the cooking, and I know I told y'all we was going to chat and cook, but this is a waiting game. So what I will do though is show you all the final meal when it's done. It's gonna be a little minute, so I definitely ain't going to bed soon, because like I told y'all, I still gotta cook like 2 to 3 other things. But the salmon's at least almost done, and the sweet potatoes, they're gonna take some time, because y'all know the sweet potatoes be hard, so they gotta get nice and soft. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna show y'all this meal when I'm done, and I highly recommend for you all to try it, because, and again, I don't know if trying it with the salmon, but definitely with the chicken, the pinto beans, the plantain, the corn, and the peppers and onions with the jerk sauce, the chicken and the jerk sauce. I'm telling y'all, I felt so energized. I felt so good after eating that meal, and my digestion was just chef's kiss. But I felt so much energy, and I felt so good, and it made me realize like the stuff that I put in my body is crap. So I am a avid snacker. You look up snack in a dictionary, and my picture is there with a chip in hand, like, caught me. But yes, so I've been also on a mission of trying to find healthy alternatives. Let's go check on this meat again. So like I was telling y'all, I'm trying to get better with healthy alternatives for snacks. They're pretty good. They're chickpea based. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen me post the Fire and Desire. Earlier today, I was eating on these really good lentil based chips. And I've had these other lentil based chips before. They're really good. Not the ones I just showed you all, but there's another bag from, what's the store called? Trader Joe's. All those things came from Trader Joe's. I went shopping at Trader Joe's, Whole Foods. I went shopping at Whole Foods this morning. So all those things came from Whole Foods. But those are all some really yummy chips, because I'm a snacker and I need to have more healthier alternatives. Your girl loves to snack, but I can't be snacking that stuff all the time. So these are the fried sweet plantains. I had a bag from Trader Joe's that I had made the last time. They were really good, honestly. And you can put them in the conventional oven, 375. So we got the Goya version and we got the Trader Joe's version. So we're gonna pop these babies in the oven, let them do what they do, how they do. And then I'm going to make the corn after that. And I'm going to make the beans. I think I said I was going to do black beans. The salmon is done. I ended up honestly not putting it in the oven because I was talking to y'all, which then made me keep it on the stove longer than I like to. Can't put it in the oven because I don't want it to overcook and be like super dry. So let's put the plantain in the oven. Sweet potatoes looking good. For sweet potatoes, all I did was slice them up in cubes. This is the corn that I'm going to use. Trader Joe's super sweet cut white corn. You can use any corn. Will be sufficient. Not the can. Don't be using no canned corn now. Get you a frozen corn. Only thing we do canned around here is beans. And that's because the bag takes too long. But I need to see if they do frozen beans. We need to get rid of the canned beans around here too. This time around. Last time I had pinto. These kinds. I'll show y'all. Last time we did the pinto. We did the pinto. This time we doing the black. We're doing the black. The negro beans. That's pretty much it, y'all. So I will be back with the finished product just so y'all can see what the meal will look like. I'm going to pack. It's probably going to be packed up a Tupperware so that I can have my meals packed out for the week. And also what I'll do is pack out my husband's meals as well for the week. Now that I'm thinking about it, I was supposed to make a salad as well. I just remembered that because I see the ingredients. I was supposed to make a vinaigrette, like a homemade vinaigrette for a salad that I wanted to make as well, like a apple, cranberry, walnut salad with like a honey Dijon vinaigrette. But that feels a bit effortful this evening, so perhaps I might do that tomorrow. And that's also another point to being an aligned CEO, is knowing your limits and knowing when it's too much. And we already have a meal. That wife guilt won't be there either, of like, oh, I'll feed my family. We have a meal, and then it gives me a little extra wiggle room for tomorrow because we have 6 pieces of salmon and we have the other sides that can go with it. So say, for example, if we both have one for lunch and then we have one for dinner, we should most certainly have another meal for Tuesday, which means that I can cook again perhaps on Tuesday, and that can take us maybe Tuesday dinner into Wednesday lunch. And then I told myself on Wednesdays and Fridays, or Wednesdays and Saturdays, is when we eat out. I have to be more planful, and I'm realizing that in order to be my best version of myself, you have to plan. I can't be just wilding out all willy-nilly. I don't help nobody, especially not me, who has a crazy schedule. I don't even honestly know how I do it most days, but I'm going to show y'all the food. Here's a picture. Thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed my little chit chat and random ramblings, but I wish you the best, and let me know if you try out any of the tips I gave you as it relates to being your best self and how to just ease better into your Mondays, and let me know if it works for you. I'll check you out on the next video. Bye for now.